All right, we're going to be talking about something that sellers love to say, as is. If you're thinking about selling your home as is, there's a really good chance that you're about to leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table.
And we say that not to scare you. We say it because we see it happen all the time right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Sellers make this decision without fully understanding what it's actually going to cost them. And by the time that they realize it, it's just too late.
So if you're getting ready to sell, or you're on the fence about whether to fix things or just list it and move on, stay with us through the entire video before you do anything. We're going to walk you through the real trade-offs and the strategy we use with our clients here in the Dallas suburbs to help them get top dollar regardless of the condition of their home.
Let's start with the pros of selling as is because there are a few real ones. The first is convenience. Selling as is means you skip the whole process of preparing the home before you list. No back and forth over repairs, no negotiating over what gets fixed or how. You hand over the keys and then you're done. So outdated fixtures, older kitchen, that all becomes the buyer's problem. And in certain situations, that's exactly the right call.
The second pro is speed. When you're not spending weeks or months making improvements, you can get the home on the market a lot faster. And sometimes speed is definitely the priority. Maybe there's a job relocation, maybe you inherited a property, you just need to sell it. Selling as is removes a lot of major steps from the process and gets you to the closing table faster.
And the third pro, no out-of-pocket cost. Repairs can add up fast, especially in older homes. If you don't have the cash to fund renovations up front, then selling as is takes the pressure off completely. We actually worked with a client not too long ago, and she worked from home, had a busy career, a house full of big dogs, and a family to manage on top of all that. The home needed real updating, not just a coat of paint, and she simply just didn't have the bandwidth to deal with it. Contractors coming in and out every day, coordinating repairs around her work schedule, her kids, her dogs, it just wasn't realistic.
So we sold it as is and off market. And here's what people do not expect. We were able to get her multiple offers to choose from. She wasn't stuck taking whatever came in. She had real options and real leverage. She picked the one that worked best for her situation, and within a few weeks, she was out of the house and on to her next chapter, which was a fresh start. That's what the right strategy can do, even with a house that needs work.
Now, here's where we want you to pay close attention because the cons are real. The first is lowball offers. The moment that you label a home as is in the listing description, buyers assume the worst and they price their offers accordingly. Depending on the condition, you could be looking at offers coming in 10 to 15% below market value, sometimes even more. And in the Dallas suburbs, when we're talking about homes in the $600,000 to $800,000 range, which is pretty common across Flower Mound, Argyle, and the surrounding suburbs, that gap is not a small number.
The second con is buyer hesitation. The moment the buyer sees as is in the listing, the same question fires off in their head every single time. What is wrong with this house? And the question creates hesitation before they ever walk through the door. Some buyers will talk themselves out of scheduling a showing entirely. Fewer showings means fewer offers. Fewer offers means less leverage for you as a seller.
And the third con is a smaller buyer pool. Most traditional buyers, especially here in the Dallas suburbs, when there's a lot of competition for well-presented homes, want something move-in ready or at least some room to negotiate. When they see as is, it signals that you're just not open to anything. So what you're left with is mostly investors and flippers, and those buyers aren't looking to pay you a fair price. That's not a knock on them, that's just their business model. They buy low, they renovate, and they profit. They're not going to give you top dollar.
And a quick note on disclosures. A question that comes up a lot. Even if you've never lived in the home, you're still required in Texas to fill out the seller's disclosure notice and disclose any known defects. Selling as is does not mean selling without disclosure. It just means you're not agreeing to do any repairs. That's an important distinction to understand going in.
The fourth con is loan restrictions, and this one surprises a lot of sellers. Certain government-backed loans like FHA and VA have health and safety requirements that distressed property may not meet. So if your home doesn't qualify, those buyers just can't make an offer. They won't even tour the house because they know they can't buy it. And now that's a slice of the market that you'd be just cutting off before you even start.
So what you do is selling as is still the right move for your situation. Here's exactly what we walk our clients through. Step 1, get a real number. Start with a competitive market analysis or CMA. What would your home sell for if it was in good condition? What are similar homes selling for right now in your neighborhood, similar to your bedroom and bathroom count, similar square footage, similar finishes, and that's your baseline.
Now, step 2 is price out the repairs. Before you list, spend a little bit of money, less than $700, on a general home inspection. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself. When you know exactly what's wrong and what will actually cost to fix it, you can price the home with confidence. Now, here's why that matters. Buyers and investors are going to get their own repair estimates anyway, and they almost always estimate high. When you come in with real numbers and you take that uncertainty away, then you control the narrative.
Step 3, price it fairly and let the market do its work. Take your good condition value, subtract the realistic repair cost, and price the home accordingly. Not aggressively low, just honestly. We've seen this work really well here in the Dallas suburbs. When a home is priced with transparency and buyers can see that the math makes sense, you get real competition. And real competition is how you get above asking offers even on a home that needs work.
The sellers who struggle typically overprice, hoping that buyers won't notice the condition out of fear of leaving money on the table. But they never get their price and usually wind up getting even less than what they could have if they priced it competitively. Transparency and fair pricing, that is the formula.
And if you're wondering which repairs are actually worth making before you list, we cover that in our next video.
And if you're ready to talk through your specific situation, we would love to connect. No pressure, just a real conversation about what makes sense for your home and your goals. The link to reach us is right below, so thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next one.